Hi everyone, it's Story DJ Day. Heaven-o, heaven-o, heaven-o. How is everyone? It's been a few weeks since I did a video. I got a little busy, but the calling is strong to get back to delivering and sharing some light with you guys, gals and guys, brothers and sisters. It's been an interesting last few weeks. As far as energetically speaking, I would like to say that this past full moon, which I'm speaking is March now, it's just March. So March 1st was a full moon, and then the 31st there'll be another full moon. In between that energy, two stargates, is the spring equinox. So this month is going to be very intense, and it's already started out that way. Okay, so, and the full moons from now on will be this, but this is the first full moon that's been radiating, emanating pure source energy to the planet. And that, I don't know how many of you saw it on March 1st and the night before and the night after. Amazingly beautiful. You could just feel the pure source energy. It caused a lot of clearing, like collective clearing. I noticed it caused an emptying out of everything that wasn't going to make it through the Stargate into March's energy. A great clearing. It seemed like a very ancient, it was a very ancient, deep cellular cleansing from our Akash of a lot of old stuff that just didn't need to be there anymore. We didn't need to remember it to get rid of it. We may have felt, I know I felt it deep within me, could feel it being purged, it didn't even really come to the surface to be acknowledged so much as it just, the feeling, the energy of it, the emotion, which I don't really have too much emotion. I have ascended feelings, but some of you may have experienced it in a roller coaster of emotions. But that's typical for a full moon. But these full moons from now on will be emanating pure source energy like the sun is. So it's very powerful because it's a different kind, it's a different frequency of source that does different things than what the sun does, but together they do magical things for our template, for our DNA, and for our ascension process, and to raise our consciousness. So anytime that there is a full moon, or especially full moons, I will say anytime you can see the moon, but full moons especially, I highly recommend to get your crystals out into the moon, which most everybody who's watching my videos probably knows about charging their crystals, clearing the crystals in the moon and the sun, etc. But the moon now, with it bringing forward to us pure source frequencies, your crystals in the sun and the moon now will be charged more powerfully than ever before, and you'll see a difference, a big difference, if you are the type of person who sets up crystal grids or brings your crystals out for the full moon. And I just wanted to remind everyone that we are, as ascended new earth beings, are becoming crystalline. We are leaving carbon-based cellular structure. Our cells are evolving, so that means our body, our vessel, is physically evolving as well, not just our consciousness. So that means, okay, if we're becoming more crystalline, not more crystalline, we're going complete crystalline, infinite, stellar, radiant, etheric, plasma, light body, physical body, vessel. So that means now this year is a perfect time that it is necessary nearly to focus on the physical part of ascension of your physical body. So, that being said, we are going crystalline. So, what that means for us, what changes it makes in our body, is it makes a lot. We may experience lots of different, I don't want to say symptoms, because that sounds like it's making you sick, but it's not. It's pushing out all that old density, all of the old energy from old earth, from past lives, from this life. Heavier energy, denser energy, lower vibrational energy. That energy, when I say energy, I mean emotions, I mean beliefs, I mean sickness, disease, all these things. They've got to go. We are entering the heaven on earth realms. Gaia, new earth Gaia, fifth dimension and beyond. And in those realms, we become more crystalline. We don't bring with us all the density, and it's a transition from carbon to crystalline that takes some time, yes, but you, us, me, assisting our bodies to do so, and consciously assisting the process from carbon to crystalline cellular structure, speeds up the process and makes it so much more pleasant to go through if you're consciously doing it. If you're not doing the things that would help your vessel to hold more light, then you may experience more symptoms, or what seeming like symptoms. But that doesn't mean you're not becoming crystalline. It just means that you're not assisting your body by nutrition, superfoods, getting lots of sun if you can. And I was going to go into that about the sun and the moon. Okay, if we're becoming crystalline, our cellular structures are becoming crystalline, just like you charge your crystals in the sun or food. Someone told me recently, my brother-in-law actually told me, that you could put your mushrooms that you're going to eat, like the food kind. I don't know about the other kind, but probably the same thing. You could put them in the sun for 5 or 10 minutes before you cook them, so that they absorb more of the sun rays. Brilliant idea. That's what we do with our crystals. But that's what we can do with ourselves. We are becoming more crystalline. Our crystals get charged and cleared in the sun and the moon. So it's important that we get our bodies into the sun light and into the moonlight as well. Excuse me, I think I'm going to sneeze. But if we, and there's other ways to charge our new crystalline molecular structure in our bodies, but the sun and the moon are two great ways that everyone has access to. The water also, swimming, getting in the water, things like that as well. But and the superfoods and foods we eat is a good way to charge our crystalline structures as well. I'll have more on that as I receive more information, but I do know that moonlight, direct moonlight, like out in your yard or in nature, however you can access it with the least amount of street lights around you, is brilliant. You can literally feel it going into your energy field, and it charges you up. And also, the exciting part about that is I'm not sure where everybody is at on their path. We probably have people listening that are on all different levels, but the sunlight and the moon light now, radiating pure source. Now, what does that mean? When I say, oh, that sounds beautiful, okay, it sounds beautiful. That source, that from which we all came from, is the energy of that. Excuse me, my nose. The energy of it coming through directly to through our sun and our moon and into galactic New Earth and New Earth timelines, into the crystalline grids of the planet. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, so if you're connected to your source from which you came, creation itself, the energy that we all, it's not a person or a being specifically, but it's an energy, consciousness, it's many things. But anyway, I won't go into all that. But what does it mean to have your source energy coming into the planet? Well, it means that for the first time in a very long thousands of years, that the earth is receiving an indirect alignment with source, with creation codes. That means photonic light is light coming from source that is encoded with information, knowledge, wisdom, consciousness. It has, and when I say codes, specifically light codes are consciousness. It has consciousness pouring and streaming into the earth, into our pineal gland, into our cells, into our vessel, into our body, into our chakras, into our energy field, into our soul, into our light body, straight from source. If our endocrine system, which the pineal gland is a part of, a big part of, then if your endocrine system health is very important for the receiving of pure source, knowledge, wisdom, consciousness, light body codes, all these things are all true, are all the truth, and they are all connected, and they are all what's coming in. Also love, lots of love that you can feel. And love is, for those of you who, it's hard to even describe what the frequency, the energy of love feels like in an accurate way that others who have never felt the frequency of the fifth dimension love is. It's just pure bliss and euphoria and connectedness and unity and truth and joy and balance and bliss and euphoria. It does say bliss and euphoria. It's all of that and more. That's what the love frequency feels like. And if you once you begin integrating that love frequency, that fifth dimensional and beyond love frequency from source, pure source energy, once you begin integrating it and stabilizing in those dimensions, then it becomes your natural bandwidth, your natural dimension, your natural frequency vibration to vibrate at a love frequency, and it changes everything. That's what Ascension is about, is getting to that place, that level, that frequency, that dimension within your physical body and within your consciousness. Usually happens within your consciousness first, and then the vessel is second to shift, ascend. But it could happen all at once if you, that's what I'm aiming to do, is assist others to create the shift, excuse me again, to create the shift within themselves simultaneous, their consciousness and their physical vessel at the same time. Whenever I started this journey 8 years ago, almost about, yeah, I did the consciousness first and didn't know anything about just ascending my actual vessel. I knew we were supposed to turn to light beings, and we were supposed to get a new vessel once we ascended, and all these concepts and things that we were being shown from spirit, from source, from our guides and guardians, and our higher selves, and our soul, and all this. Those are all true, but maybe not in the sense that we originally envisioned or expected it to be, but it's even better. So getting the new vessel is basically you're getting a new vessel because you're going to take the one you are in and you're going to ascend it. You're going to raise the frequency of it and feed it light. Feed it beautiful light energy from superfoods and raw vegetables and these vibrant living foods. They're going to raise the vibration of it, and it's going to completely change your vessel into a crystalline, infinite, stellar, radiant, physical body. And you're going to de-age, quantum youth, heal and release or clear all sickness, disease, all injuries will be healed. And it's a process. It doesn't just happen overnight. And I'm not saying, well, I don't want to say it doesn't, because maybe it does for you. It did not, for me, do that. It has been a process to go from one dimension to the other, from one frequency to the other. To get my consciousness had to get really, really high in order for me to know how to have the knowledge and wisdom of how to ascend my physical body. So my physical body ascension part came secondary. And I'm sure that my pre-incarnation was to do it that way so I could have the knowledge of how to do each one separately, even though I highly recommend doing them both simultaneously and speed up the entire process. And I know that the reason why I chose to be a way shower, a Stargate keeper, a light keeper, all these things, these terms that we use, was so that I will have done every part of the ascension process. Over the last 8 years, I have went through every single process separately, pretty much separately, so I could experience it fully and intensely, so that I can use that knowledge from each step that I went through those 8 years to kind of go back now that I'm through the Stargates and I'm on New Earth, and I'm in the New Earth timelines, Galactic New Earth, Heaven on Earth, Gaia, whatever you want to call it. Since I'm living in that dimension vibrationally, now I can look back and see each different step, and I can guide others to a rapid fast track to ascension if you so desire. So that is a beautiful thing that I'm excited to be able to share with others who are ready to fast track their ascension process, because I know the way. How do I know the way? Because I went through every step of the way separately and kind of drew it out over a period of 8 years. No, not quite that long, but I've been ascended for a while, but a good 6 years at least, to go through all the processes. And then that way I can come here and share the fast track version with you. And a big part of the fast tracking is the nutritional part of bringing the vessel with you as your consciousness, as your third eye opens, as your kundalini rises, as you become conscious of the different dimensions, you wake up spiritually, whatever you want to call it, that you immediately begin assisting your vessel to go crystalline at the same time. And you can do this rapidly. It won't take you the 7-8 years that it took me, because I am here to guide you a faster way. And the faster way is bringing that vessel into a nutritional balance through superfoods and juicing. I highly recommend juicing. I'm going to call myself the Mrs. Juice Master here pretty soon, because it is phenomenal and it has changed my life and many of the lives of others around me who I've recommended or who have figured out that they too could benefit from juicing. My sister, my biological sister, actually started juicing not long ago, and she had diabetes and some other health issues. I'm not sure what all they were, but she went back to the doctor after juicing for a couple months or two. I'm not sure how long, but anyway, she incorporated juicing into her diet, and eating a lot of raw living foods, and was undiagnosed with diabetes just a couple of weeks ago from juicing. So it heals you. It heals you and takes the place that you will never need a doctor if you keep juicing. Start juicing. Keep juicing. Incorporate it into your life as a daily thing. You don't just juice once a week or something like that. Juice every day. You get all those nutrients, that pure life force, that pure living light from source in those fruits and vegetables. And superfoods as well. I highly recommend incorporating that in as well. But just the juicing, get a juicer and juice as many fruits and vegetables as you can pack in there. And do juice every day. Your life will change. Your body will change. Your consciousness will change. Your health will change. So much will change. That's why I'm going to be the spokesperson for Ascended Master of Juicing. I'm just kidding. But that is a big part of the knowledge that I bring for everyone, because it's so important. So you can research it on your own, juicing and how it works, and what would be the importance of juice fasting, which is a way to heal your body of anything. Doesn't matter what it is. You can heal it through juice fasting. It depends on how long you juice fast. It depends on what's wrong and all that, but I highly recommend it. It also detoxes and purifies your entire vessel, your cellular structure. Okay, so I'm going to go into talk about clearing right now. When I say clearing, in the Ascension process, we do a lot of clearing or releasing. And what that means, to those of you who know or don't know, clearing would be when past life or this life, energy, imprints, residue that's in the chemical layer of our DNA, information from that may not be high vibrational, that isn't high vibrational, that is from pain or suffering or loss or these different fear-based energies from this life or all of your past lives is stored in your DNA. When your soul enters your body, enters your vessel at birth and takes that first breath, the soul activates in the DNA the Akash. It brings it in there. It's a very quantum process, and that's a whole nother video, but hopefully you get the gist of the idea. The soul is where the Akashic records would be that follow the soul. So when the soul incarnates into a physical vessel, it brings the Akashic information, which I'm assuming everyone knows what Akashic records is. It's your soul records from each lifetime, and it holds all of the wisdom and knowledge and all of the memories as well. So what's happening during the Ascension process is we need to clear. Oh, my fairy friends are here again. Hi, I love you. We need to clear for the Ascension process. We must clear the cellular memory of all of the low vibrational, negative, if you want to call it negative, unpleasant, fear, trauma, injury, loss, pain, suffering, all those things from all of our lifetimes is held in our Akash, and that Akash is held in our in the cellular, in the chemical layer of our DNA. And so all of that old stuff has to be released and cleared. Now, not to say that we have to remember every single memory from thousands of lifetimes or 100 lifetimes or 20 lifetimes, ever how many you have. Everyone's different. But to clear all of that, we need to know that we need to clear it. And so that's what I'm doing, is explaining it to you so you'll know it's part of it. Some of it will come up as actual, my nose, the pollen is very active in Florida right now because it's like springtime. Okay, I apologize. But the clearing, the cellular memories, we don't have to remember all the memories. We just have to understand that they're there, and that those past lifetimes, and even stuff from our childhood in this lifetime, or from any past, from this lifetime on into the Akash, may hold, and of course it does, because if you incarnated on Earth in the past 1,000 years, you're going to have had a rough lifetime with some pain and suffering in it. Now, of course, you will have lifetimes that weren't all about pain and suffering, but the third dimension, being incarnated in the third dimensional Earth plane, means that you chose as a soul to incarnate on Earth, on a planet that was set up for duality. And what duality means is that you are separated from Source. You're separated from God. You're separated from Creator. You're separated from that which you came. You're separated from Spirit. So you had amnesia. You didn't remember where you came from. You didn't remember your past lives. You didn't remember about Spirit. You didn't remember who you used to be. You didn't remember who your soul is. On a soul level, you had no recollection of that. Now, you may have had hints or deja vus, little pieces of information that come through in dreams and stuff like that to give you hints. But for the most part, if you're in the third dimension, for the whole part of being in the third dimension, you are completely 100% cut off from Source or God. There's no connection there, and you agreed to, as a soul, to enter into a third dimensional planet, which Earth was 3D, is basically hell. You didn't get sent there because you're a bad soul. You're a bad girl or bad boy. You didn't. It's not a punishment, but there would be, if you didn't wake up in the third dimension, like we're all waking up now spiritually and reconnecting to Source, to God, Goddess, to Creator, to creation, to that energy source from which we all came from, the one, the heart of creation, the great central sun, whatever you choose to call that energy, that place, that source. The creative source is the best thing, and that I can use to call it, so I'm sure everyone knows what I mean. But so we're waking up and reconnecting back to Source. But in the third dimension, we were not connected, and we had no clue, and we created a lot of karma for ourselves, not knowing, being in a state of disconnection from God, Goddess, Creator, creative Source. We created karma for ourselves unknowingly, because we didn't know any better as souls, or we couldn't remember. But we agreed to do that. We agreed to come into the third dimensional hell existence, and a lot of us, and so we created karma for ourselves, and that karma made it so we would have to, because if you create karma in an incarnation, then you'd have to clear it up. So if you didn't clear it up in that lifetime, you would have to reincarnate again in the third dimension. And so a lot of us, and the further Earth, the lower the frequencies went from Earth down into the hell frequency. And I call it hell because not in the biblical sense where you got sent to hell because you chose to come into this realm, or to the third dimensional realm. You chose to come and be separated. So you didn't get sent there. You sent yourself there. You sent your soul there to have a human experience, to feel, to learn what it's like to be disconnected from God. God is Source, creative Source, Creator, whatever you want to call it. You chose to come and experience that, and in that process, you might have got lost for quite some many lifetimes, and had to experience those hell frequencies for many lifetimes, and became a very old soul, or a soul with a lot of experience. And then in this lifetime, all of a sudden, that old soul, or that ancient soul, I would rather call it old ancient, the ancient guardian soul of yours, mine, ours, had so many experiences on the 3D plane, on the 3D third dimension, the hell dimension, that we had began to master it, and began to realized that we were somewhere and separated from that which we were. We separated from our own soul. We're separated, excuse me, we're separated from our higher self. We're separated from God, from Creator, from creative source, whatever term you want to use, whatever makes you comfortable. It's all basically the same thing. And I'm not speaking metaphorically, I'm speaking literally. Okay, so you chose to enter into the third dimensional realm, and you had all these 3D experiences, which a lot of them were traumatic and suffering in your lifetimes. But you needed that on a soul level to grow, to learn, and you also agreed to it. So, okay, that being said, you have a lot of stuff from this lifetime, even if you've only had one, or if you've had 1,000, doesn't matter, you still have stuff in the chemical layer of your DNA that is your Akashic record, that is your past life records, is all in your DNA. And also you would carry the genetic information from the family bloodline that you incarnate into as well. So that's another factor in stuff that needs to be cleared as well. Okay, so all of this is in your body, in your DNA, on a quantum level and on a physical level of the chemical layer of your DNA, and the physical level and on an soul level. There's these imprints, residues from times that were of suffering and fear, trauma, sadness, all these things that need to be cleared. And so they come up in this before ascension and during ascension. These things come up, these energies come up, these emotions, memories. Not all are memories. Some of them is just emotions and mental instabilities or feelings of imbalances that come up and come forward that we have no idea what's going on. We don't know why we're feeling these things. We don't know why we're experiencing these radical emotions, experiencing these pushes and pulls in all these directions. We don't understand. Okay. Well, understand that anytime that these waves of ascension hit from pure source energy, is going to push all of that stuff out of your cellular memory. Literally, it's pushing it up to the surface to be released and cleared, so that you can have more light in your newly forming crystalline structures of your vessel. So it is a process, and it happens gradually and gradually. But if you do it, if you are conscious about the clearing, you know that it's occurring, even though you don't fully need to remember all the memories. Just know that it is a process that's occurring. A lot of times, in subconscious clearing too, that's a whole nother thing. The subconscious holds a lot of stuff from this lifetime that we don't even know that's there. Stuff that we buried from when we were, stuff that we didn't allow ourselves to experience, parts of ourselves that fragmented off as a child or growing up, that we didn't let ourselves speak, or denied parts of ourselves, all buried in the subconscious. That needs to come out and clear as well. So there's a lot going on in the ascension process. The more conscious you are of these steps in ascension, the more rapid you can get through them. So if you can consciously assist on a daily basis with the clearings and the releasings. Now, how would one do that? Okay, so there's lots of different ways, and it is a process, and it goes in stages. So, and depending on what you're clearing, you could be clearing cellular memory, clearing Akash, you could be clearing karma, clearing subconscious, different things. So it depends on which stage. But I can tell you right off the bat. Excuse me, right off the bat. I don't even know where that came from. Okay, I can share with you that meditation helps when you're in a clearing process. Well, meditation helps you ascend no matter what stage you're in. Meditation is a big way. Guided meditation, get on YouTube and look up guided meditations. There's literally billions of them for different reasons. Also hypnosis. There's self-hypnosis or guided hypnosis is all over YouTube. That may specify what you're trying to clear. You know, there's many different things. I've noticed that there is a lot of some of the major ones that I've noticed that people are that kind of pertain to everyone is like subconscious fears, unconscious fears, like fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, childhood traumas, or past life traumas. Let's see what else. These are some of the main ones that a lot of people hold in their cellular memory. There are many more, but that's just giving you some ideas and all these things. But you can rapidly assist that with meditation, and at the same time that you're becoming consciously aware of things that are coming up to be cleared or released, deleted, eliminated, dissolved, transmuted. All those terms are accurate. Okay, so as you become conscious that you may be in a clearing phase of ascension. If you are using superfoods or juicing, that will assist in it because it detoxes the impurities out of your cells. And on a chemical layer of your cellular structure is where a lot of this is held. So if you are participating by using superfoods and detoxing and juicing and giving yourself raw living foods, it assists your physical body in the clearing and releasing part, because it helps push all of that out if you're doing it all at the same time, if that makes sense. If you do it synchronistically, simultaneously, assist your body physically to get rid of the impurities, toxins, residues, all that on a physical level and on a spiritual level or soul level, all at the same time. Then you are rapidly speeding up your ascension process if you do that. I hope that makes sense. If you're doing all of that at the same time, how quickly you can shift from 3D, 4D, right into 5D, heaven on earth, Gaia, new earth, galactic, new earth timelines. So this is part of the fast route, but I do recommend meditation and hypnosis for clearing stages, well, for any time. But I've noticed that since I've gotten to New Earth, that once I stabilize into New Earth frequencies, into the 5th dimension, that even though I was there, I still had a lot of mental body clearing to do and subconscious clearing to do once I got there, and that went on for a year or so. Clearing of my Akashic karmic imprints and residues and soul contracts and vows that were no longer, or soul contracts, vows that are no longer valid in this lifetime that needed to be cleared. There's so many factors and aspects to it, but the more conscious you are in what you're doing or what's happening, the quicker this process can happen. And the juicing and the superfoods and the detoxing and the purification of your vessel at the same time rapidly speeds up the process and assists you on not just a physical. It seems like, okay, well, I'm doing the detox or the purification with the superfoods for my physical body, but I'm telling you that, I'm sharing with you that when you do it for your physical body, it also works on every other layer. It helps your emotional body clear. It helps your mental body clear. It helps your spiritual, your etheric, your energy body clear at the same time. So that is very important and very exciting knowledge to know all of that, because I'm sure that will help everyone out so much if you participate in that way by doing the detox and clearing and superfoods. And I know I keep saying it over and over, but it is so very important. They're so very, yes, very important for this process that you get started on that right away. And you will see rapid quantum jumps as you do. I guarantee it. Yes. And it's very exciting. To be consciously assisting. And it's a way of also self-love. You love your body, you love your vessel, you love yourself, you love your soul so much that you're doing everything you can, giving it everything it needs. Giving yourself everything you need. Giving your body everything it needs, you need, to assist it in this ascension process, because it's coming with you, unless there is an unless you are soul contracted, like your incarnation is meant to not ascend physically in this lifetime, that you chose to die a physical death and ascend that way. And many have. So you will know intuitively, because if you're excited and want to start detoxing and eating healthy and going vegetarian and vegan and all these things, that's a big hint that you chose to ascend on your physical vessel, experience ascension in your vessel. So, and if none of that's what I described about going vegan or vegetarian and superfoods and detoxing and all that, if that doesn't sound pleasant to you, or you're not interested in it, you're just like, I don't care about that, then that could be a very clear indication that you chose to stay your physical vessel into carbon-based molecules, and that would mean that you're going to die a physical death a lot sooner than those who ascend. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Bless you for your time here and for becoming conscious enough to be watching my videos, because the ascension process is happening whether you ascend out of your physical vessel or you ascend it with it. It's occurring and it's available to all of us, and it's exciting. So bless everyone. Infinite, radiant, stellar radiant blessings. In joy, in bliss, in truth, in love, in service to the one. Love bombs. Okay. Anything else I wanted to talk about before we go? I have been okay, let me talk about this for a second. I'm sure if those of you who've seen my other videos know that we don't, okay, I got fussed at today from someone about using labels such as Ascended Master or what else label did he use? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, kings and queens and stuff like that. But anyway, but I have to use some sort of label or title or something so everyone knows what I'm talking about. I'm not saying it out of some ego or anything like that. But, okay, so everyone probably knows I'm Ascended Master, Lady Story Claire. The Radiant One is what I'm called. I'm incarnated here at this time to help raise the consciousness of the planet. And there are many, many masters, ascended masters, incarnated at this time doing the same thing. So it's not it's not something that's rare now on the earth. There are many masters and angels incarnated and elementals incarnated and extraterrestrials incarnated. I don't even know that they're incarnated, but they're here. Okay. And, okay, so that being said, okay, I'm sure I've said that before. Okay, my purpose as an Ascended Lady Master in this lifetime, and probably in every other lifetime too, is to assist humanity and the planet in raising their consciousness, to assist with the shift and assist, guide others, and teach others the way to raise your consciousness and ascend. And so that's what I'm doing. But anyway, okay. That being said, okay, at night now, okay, so I'm in the 5th dimension now. And as being incarnated into a human body, from the Ascended Master realms and the spirit realms. I have a lot of knowledge and wisdom and memories of other realms. And I have access to a lot of knowledge and wisdom, information, energies that can assist others in their ascension process. And so that's what I'm sharing with all of you, is all of the, just the reason why I'm here is to share as much of this encoded light information with you, with everyone, with my brothers and sisters, with the tribe here, the flock, the peacock flock, the tribe, the troop, the collective, the soul groups, the soul family, the family of light. All of those things are accurate. And I'm so blessed and grateful to be here doing this in this lifetime. It's been a beautiful, wild, crazy ride. But, okay, so what I was going to say was, at nighttime, and you can do this, choose to do this too, if you choose to. You take some, be proactive in your journey. And I go to, in my sleep, I leave my body, which most of us do. I'm sure most people know that when you go to sleep, you leave your body and you're doing things elsewhere. In the astral, some people say they're in the astral plane. I don't go to the astral plane when I go to sleep. Now, I go to other realms, yes, but I don't go to the astral plane intentionally ever. It's being cleared out because there was a lot of lower vibrational stuff in the astral plane. So astral projection and all that kind of stuff, I don't have to do, because as an ascended being, I can just leave my body, my soul, my light body, my elemental body just goes and does other things. And it's quite wonderful. Okay, so, and even if I don't remember everything that happened during the night when I go to sleep, even if I don't remember all of the memories from the events, while I was asleep, I come back still encoded, downloaded, upgraded with all of the knowledge, wisdom, and information. Okay, so I've been one of the Ascended Masters, his name is people are probably going to get offended by the word. Okay, Master Kuthumi, Kuthimi, Kuthumi, Master Kuthumi is in the role position, like I'm going to sneeze again, of World Teacher. And he is my twin flame. That aspect of myself. My Ascended Master aspect of myself. Lady Master Claire, Story Claire, the radiant one. My twin flame is Lord Master Kuthumi. And he works with Jesus, Sananda, closely, and the teacher with the world office. The world teacher office. And when I say office, it's not like some office like we have here on Earth or a bunch of people sitting around doing office work, but it's just a way to describe a place. Okay, so it's a position. As Ascended Masters, we have different positions, and it's not a hierarchy or anything like that. We're like being better than anybody else or anything else. It's just his role right now is a world teacher role. That means he's overseeing all of the teachings that are coming into the earth this year, for teaching us and guiding us about fifth dimensional enlightenment and self-mastery and ascended mastery topics. Because there's all this new knowledge and wisdom and information that's very high dimensional that my nose, I'm so sorry, that's coming in. And so learning how to, receiving the information is part of it. Receiving it and integrating it and becoming conscious of it is one thing. But remembering or learning how to utilize it is a whole nother part of it. And that's where Master Kuthumi is working with all of us. And that's why he's on the other side of the veil. He was incarnated here. he left his physical incarnation in June, and we were in union here in the physical realm. His name was Nate Nicholson, here on this planet, and he got called. It was time for him to go back to the spirit realms, to the other side of the veil, whatever you want to call it, because of his role on a quantum level working with humanity. He could best be, because when you're on the other side of the veil, you can be all over the earth at one time. And when you're in a physical body, it's a little bit different. But anyway, okay, so that being said, he is in the World Teacher's office working with humanity, bringing in the new fifth dimensional teachings for the new ascended masters, because when you ascend, you become an ascended master. Not the moment you ascend, maybe that you don't, but after you have ascended into the fifth dimension, a lot of us will start a school with Cthulhu, doing ascended master, learning to be an ascended master to help humanity in that way. And it's a beautiful process. Okay, what I was going to say was, when I go to sleep at night, and many of you may be doing the same thing. That's why I'm sharing it. Okay, because it may help you remember or bring some memories to the surface of what you do in the nighttime. And you can also choose to, if you would like to choose to do what I'm explaining. Okay, so at nighttime I go to Ascended Master School with Cthulhu and with a bunch of other souls, beings, light bodies, people who are incarnated, who are becoming ascended masters, or who are being initiated into being ascended masters, so that they can assist humanity in raising consciousness, in planting the seeds of consciousness all over the planet, like I'm doing. And we all have different ways that we are here to share that consciousness and teach and guide. So each master has a different way or a different role of spreading consciousness, or teaching, guiding, activating, all these things. So, okay, so while I sleep, I go to Ascended Master School of Enlightenment, Self-Mastery, so that, and when I say I go not so much particularly to learn myself, say I'm not learning, I'm remembering. So assist me in remembering what my soul and my higher self already knows, to speed up the process. But anyone interested in going into school in the nighttime when you're asleep, for ascended mastery or for ascension, to learn ascension sciences, spirit science, whatever you want to call it, evolutionary high consciousness school, there you call it so, but anyway, that's what I do at night when I'm asleep. I do that. I mean, I do other things, but that is a big part of what I'm doing right now. But I'm inviting everyone listening to join me, to join us in the Cthulhu's Ascended Master Enlightenment School in your sleep. And now you can assist. You'll get lessons in the daytime too when you're awake. It's part of it. You'll get like living lessons, like your lessons and initiations, or will be had in experiences. But if you would like to join us, and I'm excited that anyone would want to join us in our Enlightenment School. Because I'm not only a student there, I'm also a teacher. So that's how it works. But that's how Ascended Mastery works. We are always learning and we are always teaching at the same time. So it's an ongoing process. But anyway, okay, so I'm inviting all of you to come and be initiated into the Ascended Master, Cthulhu's Ascended Master School of Enlightenment while you sleep. And there's and you will wake up refreshed and with lots of conscious knowledge being encoded, downloaded, integrated in, and your life, your daily waking hours will begin to rapidly give you the lessons that your soul needs to speed up the ascension process as well. So yay! So everyone is welcome to do so. All you have to do is, well, you can always contact me on Facebook and tell me personally that you want to, but you don't even have to do that. You can do it in a private thing. You can say, like, make a say it out loud when you're getting ready to go to sleep. Make an affirmation, or say you accept and allow and you'd like to be a part of the Enlightenment School, however you wanted to say it. But call upon Master Cthulhu, Lady Master Claire, or just tell me directly during your waking hours, from messaging me on Facebook, or you can leave messages on here if you're interested. Just accepting and allowing and saying, yes, I'm interested, my soul is ready to go to the Enlightenment School. And you are welcome and will be initiated in immediately, and exciting things will happen. And there's no vows or no weirdness or something. I could almost hear someone thinking, oh, they don't want to go to Ascended Master School at night because what are they committing to? You're not committing to anything. Well, you are vowing to accelerate or quicken your ascension and become an ascended master so that you can assist humanity in wonderful ways. So you can hold the energy and the light to be able to activate others and be able to teach and guide others, just like I'm doing, and just like many other walking masters or ascended masters are doing. Okay, so I will tell you guys about a quick experience that I had this week. Whenever we got this school, the school's been going for a while, but me being involved in it consciously now, where I'm here encouraging others to come and join the School of Enlightenment with Cthulhu and myself and all the other masters that are guided there. I also found out that Pan, is it Greek god? Is it Greek? I don't know if it was originally a Greek. Was it a Greek god? Anyway, Pan right here. Pan, this guy right here. Oh, Pan. Yes, everybody knows who Pan is. And no, people, he's not evil. He's not the devil. I can hear someone saying that now too. It's not the devil. He does have horns, but he was it a Greek god? I can't even believe I don't even know that. But anyway, he was like a god or a being from ancient times. Anyway, he is an ascended master now. I just found out, which I should have known, but a lot of the ancient Greek and Norse gods and goddesses and demigods and stuff like that, or that's what they used to call them, are ascended masters now. But anyway, I thought it was cool. I just got the statue the other day too when I found out that he is the ascended master of that teaches about nature, more nature topics and elementals and stuff like that, and topics like that. Should say stuff like that. But anyway, hey, Master Pan. Okay, Master Pan also has a classes in the school, Cthulhu School of Enlightenment, about teaching about elementals, and he is one of the teachers there. And if you so desire to have this beautiful creature, Master Pan, as your teacher about elemental, I'll say magic, elemental energies and elemental beings, and activating those elemental codes and energies within you. And when I say elements, everybody knows what the elements are: the fire element, the water element, the air element, the earth element, the spirit or etheric element. The stellar radiant element is the sixth element, and that's Pan is way beyond that. But anyway, but those, and also elementals being fairies, gnomes, wood gnomes, woods, the spirits of elven race, and sylphs, the air, the sky elementals, and there are many more cosmic elementals, elemental elements and beings that also you'll learn about in his part of the studies, the school, or whatever. Not whatever. Just whatever. In the school, the classes, and on a very quantum level, you will be going on as a soul, as a light being, your consciousness. When you sleep, you will go and learn all these things. That's not the only two things they teach about, but there's many different levels to the schools. But this first one starts out with balance and go from there all the way up to divine feminine. We learn about crystal technology, advanced crystal technology. You learn about remember, about truth and balance and activating the bliss codes within you. There's so many levels. But anyway, that's just some hints of some ideas. And you'll learn, be initiated into different roles for help assisting others with their ascension process. Is a big part of the Ascended Mastery School. So I hope to see some of you there. Or I hope I have encouraged you and lit the fire of passion or compassion within your heart space for taking a more proactive role in your ascension and evolution process. But okay, that being said, I got this. I was guided to get a crystal skull to hold the information. Like it's assisting me in the bringing the consciousness, holding the consciousness from the Ascended Mastery School here in the physical realm. So I'm excited about that. I got this crystal skull yesterday. Yay! So that is a part of being in the Cthulhu School, is using crystals. When you get to the crystal technology stage, whatever, I would recommend that you get a crystal skull. It don't have to be that big, but they have small ones. But you can also, if you don't know where to get it, I have access to the smaller ones that are very inexpensive that I'll be offering for sale on my Facebook page and through my Facebook account. If anyone's interested in getting skulls to use for the Ascended Mastery School, you don't have to have one, but it's recommended. When you get to the crystal technology part of the school, you'll be so excited about it. You'll just get one. You'll get one. One will find you, because they're amazing. Okay. What else? Okay. All right. Okay, I think that's about all. I've gone over an hour now sharing all these beautiful new earth insights and light conversations, quantum conversations. So I'm going to now read an activation, a light encoded activation that I wrote for the full moon. But you can, I wrote it on the full moon, but it's still effective to this now. So I hope you enjoyed that and feel the energy of it. Oh, let me pull it up so I can read it. Let's see. Okay. Let me get my glasses. Glasses? Here they are. And get my nose one more time. And the pollen. I guess it's pollen or either a lot of crystalline activation in my face and sinuses. That is what has been going on. I'm not sick or anything. It's just part of the ascension process. Is crazy sinus things going on. I've heard others talk about it as well. Okay, so here we go. Okay, lunar PYRE photonic fire, pure source moonbeams, radiant benevolent force streams, waves of lucid dreams, cellular soul song tones, crystalline diamond stones, divine geometries, sacred stellar spectrometries, spin the elemental wind, flow the undine twinned, light up the flame, ascend, central column, PRANA atomic, universal downloads, mnemonics, consciousness giving the keys, union with creation frequencies, Pan, the Fae King, remember the luminous ray, key codes, fire letter scribes, light language circumscribes, STARGATEKEEPERS, emanate heart vibes, LIGHTKEEPER, radiate pure source encoded, federation of tribes, councils outside of time, OVERSOUL, sing the tone rhyme, monad, new chakras spin, troop, peacock flock elders group, remember guardian keeper aspects, ancient future founder projects, new nebulous race of Earth Star Gaia goddess, in service to the one we are embraced. Yay! Love bombs, everyone. Love bombs, everyone, and I will see you next time. Look for me on my Facebook page. I'll have the information for that in the, excuse me, my eyes crying now, in the comments below or in the description below, so you can find me on Facebook, and website coming up soon, still not done yet, or Facebook page. But anyway, love you guys, family of light, love you, love bombs. Till next time.